said, and some women were thrilled to do just that. Not me. I had no home to go back to. Chapter 2. Wichita, Kansas, September 1942. The Saturday night before a fresh group of local boys shipped out, several of us met at the Wichita bowling alley for an unofficial farewell party to all those who'd enlisted. Davy Hankel was there, flirting with Julie Hartwright, barely paying me any attention. And Bobby Watson was there too, like a loyal puppy hanging around my ankles. Bobby had been kind to me after my mother passed away. He brought over his mother's green bean casserole and on several occasions knocked on my door to see if I needed help or some company. I'd known him since nursery school, and after high school he worked in his father's service shop in town. His kindness was a comfort and a welcome relief, since most of my girlfriends had married or gone off to college. I had 1 week left before I was to hand over the house keys to the landlord, and I'd spent the last of my mother's savings to keep the roof over my head. Bobby promised to help me move my belongings into the room for let above the diner where I waitressed 7 days a week. Though, now I'd have to do that alone, since he was set to leave for training on Monday morning. I'd been to the movie theater with Davy Hankel a couple of Saturday nights in a row, and I'd thought it meant something. But the following weekend, I'd waited on him and Julie Hartwright at the diner. They ordered malted milkshakes and French fries, and my whole being was filled with jealousy. Looking back on it now, I can't believe I was even able to think about boys and going on dates so soon after my mother died. But I think I'd been looking for a distraction, for another emotion to take over from the grief and sadness. Burning love, passion, raging jealousy. Anything to take my mind off the idea that I was alone in the world now. Completely and utterly alone. That night at the bowling alley, I told Bobby I wanted to smoke, and I never smoked. But he found one for me, and we went out to the parking lot. I leaned against his car, waiting for him to light it, but instead he went in for a kiss. "Bobby," I said, pulling away, shocked at how he'd misread the situation. "I'm sorry," he said, looking away. "I thought, it's just that, well, I'm leaving tomorrow, and what if I don't come back? What if I don't have the chance to see you again? What if I don't—" "Stop that talk," I said, realizing that he might be a little tipsy, that maybe he drank his beer too fast, that maybe he was afraid. "You're going to be fine. Everything's going to be just fine." I put my hand on his arm and squeezed. He tried again, leaning in, putting his lips on mine, and this time I let him. But his touch was all gentle and sweet, as if he were scared he might be doing it wrong. I wasn't in the mood for romantic nonsense. I was too worked up after seeing Davy Hankel and Julie Hartwright together. So I took his hand and slipped it up my shirt. His eyes widened as if he were a little boy who'd been given free rein in a candy shop. Not a young man about to be shipped out to fight a war. Now he kissed me back with more certainty as he inched his hand up my stomach and toward my peach satin bra. The idea of kissing Bobby Watson had never crossed my mind in all the years I'd known him. And when I sensed his excitement, I felt a strange thrill run through me. "I want to give you something," I said, reaching for the door handle of his car and nudging him inside. "A memory to take with you." As I said it, I didn't even know how far I was willing to go. Just kissing, or maybe a little more. But once we were in the driver's seat, Bobby reached his hands around to the back of my bra and managed to unclasp the whole thing. His hands felt soft and warm, and soon he climbed into the back seat, pulling me with him. "There's more space back here," he said. He unbuckled his belt, unzipped his trousers, and then began fumbling with my undergarments. I was shocked. At him, at myself, at how this whole thing was unfolding. And I thought about stopping him, telling him that he'd got this all wrong. I'd never done anything like this before. And yet, part of me wanted to feel something, even...